I was never sure what it was about training for the sake of training that appealed to me. I've always been a fan of martial arts, rock climbing and parkour, but whereas I've trained those things sporadically, I've always stuck to my strength training and my general fitness routine. Lately though, I've been reflecting on this and I've come to some kind of answer. I think that training the way I do appeals to me because it develops traits and attributes rather than skills. As such, when there isn't enough time in the day to pursue all of my interests and activities, training strength, speed, agility, balance and even focus helps me to improve in all of those things. I call this super functional training. Functional training is training to become more comfortable and stronger during everyday tasks. Sometimes it means training to supplement your abilities in a particular sport or athletic event. Super functional training then means training to be able to do more than is required by everyday life, or to train in ways that will benefit sports that you never planned to compete in. And I think that everyone should train this way. They shouldn't treat their training just like rehab to help them feel and move a little bit better the way they were supposed to be able to do in the first place. They shouldn't just treat it vainly just to build a sexy six-pack. And not only for a specific skill or sport, I think we should all train to be the very best that we can be. A trained martial artist will kick your ass no matter how strong you are. The coordination and muscle memory required to deliver a perfect punch is far more important than the muscle behind it. But while that is true, a martial artist will become better at their craft by building more strength, speed, reflexes and mobility. Someone who has trained all these attributes will likewise last a little bit longer against the trained martial artist. They'll acquire the skills necessary to fight more quickly, and if you take two people with no fight training, then the fitter, stronger one will win. By training mobility, their kicks and knees will reach farther, increasing their likelihood of landing a hit. By training strength, they'll have access to greater reserves of power. Even the perfect technique is limited by the size of the muscles. And by training endurance, they'll last longer before their strikes start to lose that power and speed. This is why I think that Conor McGregor's training with EJ Portal, the movement guru, is far more than just a publicity stunt. It actually makes a lot of sense. And it's why Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu benefits from kettlebell and club bell training to open up and strengthen the shoulders and to increase stability. Likewise, being fast and explosive will make you better at parkour and sports. Greater muscle endurance and grip strength will help with rock climbing. Being focused and having greater emotional control helps the athlete or the orator not to croak under pressure. A working memory with more capacity will allow a footballer to visualise the positions of every player on the pitch. Having a stronger core will make you better at pretty much everything. Of course, all these traits can help outside of athletic pursuits too. Whether you're gardening, moving furniture, or arm wrestling a friend, all these things benefit from being strong, fast, agile, and focused. And they help you to be ready for the unknown, for the things you can't predict or prepare for. That's the reason I love training. It helps to improve performance across the board, so that you're able to rise to any challenge and perform in any capacity. You don't have to narrow your options by choosing just one thing to excel at. It drastically increases the number of options available to you at any moment. But only if you train the right way, and that's why I like this kind of training in particular, and it's why I believe that cross-modal training is superior to doggedly focusing on just one aspect of performance. Because if all you're doing is the 3 big lifts in an attempt to get stronger, that won't translate to greater performance in parkour or martial arts. It won't help you to run faster or swim a mile. You may be extremely strong, but you're only used to exerting that strength in one plane of movement. Your body composition may be slowing you down, your range of motion might be missing in some areas, and entire aspects of your strength will likely be overlooked. How is your straight arm strength, your shoulder mobility, your rotational strength? Bodybuilding creates strength with lower peak output as compared to powerlifting, but greater endurance thanks to those longer rep ranges. It crafts a super heroic physique and it targets muscles missed by powerlifting, but it also does little to train intramuscular coordination or maximum muscle fiber recruitment, and it still misses out whole crucial muscle groups like the obliques. Calisthenics will build your straight arm strength for sure. It will create amazing relative strength that helps you to perform incredible, gravity-defying movements. The handstand trains immense proprioception and body control. But calisthenics alone can provide no substitute for the heavy squat or deadlift. A plyometric jump squat is just not the same as loading a huge amount of weight onto your shoulders and then bracing against it as you move into a deep squat for multiple reps. That builds huge peak strength, intramuscular coordination, and denser bones even. Nor can calisthenics provide the same kind of hypertrophy and muscle size as bodybuilding due to the maximum weight available. No one type of training hits every attribute needed for complete performance, but each brings something new and important to the table. Kettlebells will open up your shoulders, build your work capacity and provide ballistic strength, not to be confused with plyometric or explosive strength. High intensity interval training and metabolic conditioning will increase your lactate threshold and your mitochondrial count. Low intensity steady state cardio meanwhile will build will and determination while growing your left ventricle for lower resting heart rate and superior physical health. Yoga, Pilates and gymnastic strength training will increase your free range of motion, undoing the stiffness that comes from years of sitting and repeating the same few movements over and over again. The old-time strongman favourite of overcoming isometrics will develop crazy grip strength and enhance muscle fibre recruitment. Passive quasi-isometrics creates amazing muscle control, making sure you aren't weak at any point in the movement and teaching you to move more efficiently by contracting only the muscles you truly need during a given movement. Don't even be limited to things we typically think of as training. Borrow tips from science, from history and from forums online. Think outside the box and realise that everything can be trained. Meditation helps to stay focused and on task. Mental toughness will ensure that you keep going and stay strong in your lowest moments. Ambidexterity will help you perform equally well with all 4 limbs. Now if you take someone who has trained in all these different disciplines and then get them to throw a punch for the first time, they'll be able to call upon impressive max strength from powerlifting, powerful torque through the obliques thanks to calisthenics, and a powerful posterior chain from kettlebell swings. They'll be focused, quick to learn and able to loosen their entire body before contracting the moment of impact. When sparring, they'll last longer in the ring. When throwing kicks, they'll benefit from superior balance and mobility. But those same skills will also help them to climb, to flow over obstacles, to win games of chess, and to excel at any sport. I'm not saying don't specialise. If you want to compete at the highest levels in powerlifting or long distance running, go for it. And choosing a skill, be it dance, martial arts or memorising decks of cards, and honing it to perfection is a noble pursuit indeed. But if you're not training for anything in particular, then train to be the most well-rounded version of yourself. Don't just get obsessed with your numbers on one specific lift. Don't just train your abs. Don't just fix your bad posture. Don't train to be better at what you already are. Train for what you want to become. So why not have a go at climbing that rope you've noticed in the corner of the gym? Why not get outside your comfort zone and try a heavy deadlift, or alternatively a pseudo-planche push-up? Why not train your brain just like you train your body? And whoever you are, don't be jealous and tribal by sticking viciously to your one kind of training, claiming superiority. Recognise the unique value that all these systems have to offer. And it's just the icing on the cake that training this way also keeps things exciting, action-packed and varied. Training should be the furthest thing from boring. If you don't like working out because it's boring, then you're doing something wrong. So thanks a ton for watching this one, guys. I hope you found it interesting and useful. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Do you combine multiple different training methods? Do you see value in it? Or would you rather stick to one thing and be a master of one rather than a jack of all trades? If you want to learn more about this kind of training, then you can check out my ebook and training program, Super Functional Training, in the link in the description down below. Alternatively, just subscribe to this channel. I've got loads more cool stuff on the way. Thanks a ton for watching this one, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. They will knock us to the ground. They will knock us to the ground. They will knock us to the ground.